Philippines and India celebrated 75 years of diplomatic relations and their rapidly growing cooperation in a magnificent reception held by the Embassy of Philippines at ITC Moria Hotel. Ambassador Joseph F. Ignacio and Undersecretary, Vice Minister of Tourism of the Republic of the Philippines, Maria Rica C. Bueno, presided over the high-profile event, attended by over 300 guests from government, the diplomatic corps, and a wide swath of sectors and partners.
Over the past 75 years, the Philippines has experienced a significant economic growth. The People Power Revolution in 1986 paved the way for democratic governance and market-oriented reforms.
On behalf of Mr. Ashin Mutaya, Honorary Consul General in Chennai, India, it is my privilege as Honorary Consul to extend a heartfelt message on this landmark 75th anniversary of Philippines-India diplomatic relations.
The event was kick-started by a power-packed panel discussion, which was joined by distinguished panelists discussing the flourishing relationship between the two countries and growing cooperation across diverse sectors, moderated by Parikshit Luthra, Senior Editor, CNBC TV 18.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Ambassador, if I can begin with you. What would be some of the new areas that India and Philippines are now trying to focus on, work on together, considering that we've got almost 8 decades of a strong partnership behind us?
Thank you very much. Our relationship, the Philippines-India relationship is a relationship far transformed from compared to how it started 75 years ago. For those 60 plus odd years, the relationship has moved on, with great amity and cordiality, trade, business, and all that. But it's in the past decade, really, that the relationship took on a new vigor, a stronger and closer, more strategic complexion, cooperating on, other things, larger things, both concerning the bilateral relationship and also beyond. And so now we have trade relations that have breached the 3 billion mark, but we have also expanded our friendship and cooperation to more strategic areas and more areas that are of regional relevance, like maritime security, securing the global commons, defense cooperation, securing reliable supply chains. These are the new areas of our relationship, and we are just very pleased that at this moment we find a relationship that is really, really, in the words of Prime Minister Jaishankar, far transformed and really intensifying.
All right, let me go across to Ms. Maria. Ms. Maria Bueno, when we look at tourism, I have been reading that the ties between the two countries are not recent. We have civilizational linkages. There are common words in the languages that can be traced back to Sanskrit. Do you feel that the tourism potential of the two countries has not been leveraged fully? There is a lot more that can be done.
Yes, I believe so. India is a very important foreign source market for the Philippines. And, even during pre-COVID, the Department of Tourism, the Philippine Department of Tourism, through our Tourism Promotions Board, which is an attached agency to the Department of Tourism that handles all the promotional and marketing efforts of the Department of Tourism for the Philippines as a tourist destination. We have been participating actively in various travel events here in India, really to attract more Indian tourists. I agree that we may not have maximized yet the potential of this exchange because of the limitations in connectivity, but the interest is there because pre-COVID times we've been participating in institutional travel events like the Outbound Travel Mart in Mumbai and the Travel Trade Fair in New Delhi, and we've conducted various familiarization trips for members of the travel trade sector and media from India. At the same time, just to also show that, India is a very important market, we also have engaged a marketing coordinator here in India, who does all our sales calls with travel agent partners in this country. And so we really look forward to enhancing further this cultural exchange ties by probably facilitating travel into the Philippines and also here to India.
So let's get an industry view as well, and I'm going to look at the defense industry specifically too. But before we go across to Mr. Joshi to understand the cooperation on the defense side between India and Philippines, let's speak about digital transformation, because this has been a focus for Prime Minister Modi and a lot of countries in the region. Mr. Jibu, if I were to ask you about Zoho's focus on Philippines, today, Philippines as a market, how big is the total contribution to your global revenues from this country?
So Philippines is a very important market for us as a company. Zoho as a company, just to give you a bit of a perspective, we are an organization that builds software tech solutions for almost all functions in an organization. We provide solutions for HR teams, finance teams, marketing, sales, etc. And we operate in 150 countries globally. And Philippines as a market is very important for us. Especially, it's becoming one of the top 2 or 3 most important markets in the APAC region for us as an organization. Right? So that way, Philippines is an important region from a growth perspective for us as an organization. And if you look at the Philippines market itself, there's a lot of similarities between India and Philippines. As you also already mentioned, there are a lot of similarities between our cultures, the way we interact, and the challenges also. It's not only about the opportunities, but also the challenges. And our ability to, especially India's ability to be creative and bring out solutions given the demographics and given the cost that we do our stuff based on, there's a lot of value that the both countries can share based on the innovation that happens between these two countries.
All right, Mr. Joshi, thank you for joining us. And defense is going to be a very integral part of the ties between the two countries. Philippines is actually the first country where we have exported the BrahMos missile. And this is going to be an important program going forward. It was a $375 million contract signed way back in 2022. The first deliveries began in April this year, Mr. Joshi. Give us a sense of how this weapon system gives a strategic edge to Philippines in the region.
I think before talking about this, I think I should add one thing, that it is 75 years of diplomatic relations. But we are having more than 1,000 years of relation with Philippines.
Absolutely.
We are having in Manila, in National Museum, we are having Laguna copper plate inscription. That is in Malay, Sanskrit and Kavi script. So we are having long relations. That's why you were saying that some of the Sanskrit language words are there. So I think we are having long relations. And more so, one thing I want to say that all Southeast Asian countries, we are having similar nature. We have never invaded anybody. So when you are asking your question, what is the strategic advantage? The question comes from there. Our BrahMos tagline is, we craft a weapon of peace that makes country proud. So we are crafting a weapon of peace. So strategic advantage lies within that tagline. So when you are having that powerful weapon system, naturally the strategic advantage as far as exclusive economic zone of the country is concerned and rest other requirements of maritime security are concerned, they are fulfilled.
And don't you feel that this just opens up the scope for much more defense cooperation? At this time, is BrahMos Aerospace considering co-production, co-development of more defense systems in future with Philippines and maybe other countries in the region? Is that something on the table?
Yeah, we can talk about naturally about Philippines right now. So we can say we are having many more things to do. And naturally, Philippines is going for its modernization programs, and they are thinking big. They are thinking for capacity enhancement, capability enhancement, and that is the right direction one country should go for. And naturally, we all are here to work together for common interests. And defense is one of them. And when BrahMos has started its first deal in January 22, and now we have delivered first phase of deliverables also. At the same time, many of the defense companies, they are working together. They are thinking about how to build the capability, how to go for the modernization plan of, go together with the modernization plan of Philippines. So we are really with Philippines, yeah.
So let's take the final comments now. Ambassador, we've got a great sense of where the relations are between the two countries. If I would ask you to sum up the unfinished agenda, the big aspirations, what would those be?
The big aspiration right now is, I think we have to contextualize it in the fact that, as I have indicated earlier, the relationship really took on a new complexion over the past 10 years, which incidentally, I'll have to say, coincides with the Act East policy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So I wouldn't call it a challenge, but the next agenda is for the two countries to continue building on the gains of the past 10 years, such that this relationship goes ever upward, rocket upward, if we use a BrahMos analogy. But to keep this going, but also to make sure that at all levels, at all sectors, this is reflected.
Mr. Joshi, if you had one message for your friends in the Philippines, you're someone who's very well accustomed with the culture of the country as well. Clearly, you visited Philippines a number of times. Any message for the ambassador, the government of Philippines, in terms of what is the kind of support they can expect from the government of India? And the reason why I ask this, when we speak about self-reliance in defense today, it is not a philosophy. It is a reality that we need to work on very, very fast. Today, the way supply chains have been disrupted, the way we are seeing global wars, you have to be ready for any kind of disruption. Tomorrow, you may have a weapon system which may not work because of a small component which is stuck in a conflict-prone nation or conflict-prone sector. So what do you feel and what message of assurance that you can give to the Philippines government and to the ambassador?
I can't say on behalf of Government of India. Certainly, I can say on behalf of BrahMos. As far as I understand, from BrahMos side, certainly 100% after sales support, no problems at all, whatever global disruptions may be. We are having a lot of indigenization, so no issues. As far as you have picked the right point, the whole world is going towards through a different phase. We are having very volatile whole world order. So right now, I think in whole world we are talking about responsible supply chains, resilient supply chains. So when it comes to defense, naturally it needs more. It needs more responsible and more resilient global supply chains.
It's been a fantastic discussion, and I'm sure our audiences on CNBC TV 18 will love this discussion. So thank you everyone for joining us. I'd like to thank the Ambassador, Ms. Maria, the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Mr. Joshi from BrahMos Aerospace, and Mr. Matthew from Zoho Corporation. Thank you very much.
Honestly speaking, our two countries, they are intertwined in many different ways in terms of the tenacity of the people, in terms of the hard work that each and every person of these two wonderful nations, these two developing nations are putting in. I think that there is an immense scope for collaboration.
Being with growing diplomatic and good tie-ups with Philippines and India, we are expecting a lot of positive towards the education sector as well as, and in your life, welcome you all over there to achieve your dreams and enrich your future over there.
At Manage Engine, we develop enterprise-grade IT solutions across the globe, including the APAC region, prioritizing privacy, security, compliance, and scalability. We focus on driving the innovation through extensive R&D, seamless integration, and exceptional customer experience.
We can say that we are heralding in an era where the cooperation in terms of defense as well as in other fields will see great heights.
So we are expecting that BrahMos would be the leader, followed by many other things which will happen, and a lot of joint collaborations will come up.
The Philippine government, particularly on the side of the Department of Tourism, we are really looking forward to more Indian tourists to come to the Philippines.
75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the Philippines and India, to my mind, is more than just reckoning of a point in time. Though important, a point in time it is. It is really to be reckoned by the fruits of the relationship.
To commemorate the special occasion, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Ambassador of the Republic of the Philippines to India, Josel Ignacio, unveiled and launched a joint logo in the presence of Undersecretary Vice Minister of Tourism of the Republic of the Philippines, Maria C. Bueno. The logo symbolizes the enduring friendship, cultural bonds and shared values between the two countries and signifying the milestone of 75 years.
Unprecedented levels in scope and depth in recent years, Minister Dr. Jaishankar spoke of ties that have seen very perceptible growth in recent times. In the decades since November 1949, when our two newly independent democracies forged diplomatic ties, we have seen nothing but cordial friendship and cooperation. And yet, it was really in the past decade, with resolute efforts by both sides and the vision of our leaders, that Philippines-India relations truly began to soar. It is no coincidence that this remarkable growth coincided with the advent of India's Act East policy under the guiding hand of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, as carried forward by Minister Jaishankar. And so it is that on this, the 75th year of our diplomatic relations, we behold a bilateral relationship that is far transformed and still undergoing rapid intensification.
Tourism is indeed a powerful bridge, a force for good that links people, fosters friendships, and strengthens ties. Through tourism, we share the richness of our destinations and highlight what binds us together. Today, as we commemorate 75 years of partnership, let us look to the future and build a sustainable, inclusive tourism that brings our people even closer. Thank you, and may the friendship between the Philippines and India continue to flourish, enriching our lives and the journeys we share. Here's to the next 75 years and beyond, filled with shared dreams, mutual respect, and new opportunities.
Our ties are rooted in democratic values, pluralistic ethos, and economic commonalities. We are both nations deeply committed to upholding international law, norms, and rules. The last few years have seen a particularly significant growth in our ties. This important anniversary is both a celebration of what we have achieved and a reminder of what lies ahead. Our friendship is truly an enduring one that is now poised to move to a higher orbit. On this occasion, let me thank all those who have contributed to its evolution, and let me wish it all success for its future. Thank you very much.
The Embassy of Philippines also launched the commemorative coffee table book titled A Journey of Enduring and Soaring Partnership, tracing the wondrous journey of Philippines and Indian relations and celebrating their many milestones and achievements. The evening was a festive celebration of both cultures, music and dances in a period of year-long commemoration of Philippines-India ties in both countries.